is my ID. Hope you can see. It's me. This is my note card. Thing on the back. Can everyone still see me back here? Okay, thank you all for joining today. A couple of years ago, I had an opportunity to buy my dream car. It's the black Range Rover Sport that you can see on slide 2 in the presentation. I have to admit, it was pretty expensive, but I take really good care of it. I keep it tucked in like a toddler in my garage. But even though I take really good care of it, I noticed after driving it around for a couple of weeks, the South Florida traffic and location and weather were making my pretty expensive car look rather cheap and run down. When I took it to the recommended detailer, I was really surprised by the cost. So I realized pretty quickly that I was going to have to take care of this vehicle myself. I conducted some research and learned how to properly wash my car. Now, we all want a beautiful vehicle to ride around in, but it's also important to maintain your car for the longest life and to retain the highest resale value. The truth is that you can easily wash your car yourself. Save that money that you would pay a professional detailer and still have it look like a professional job. And I'm going to demonstrate how in a few simple steps. First, let's look at what we're going to need to get together to wash our car. If you go to slide 3, you'll see some of the very important tools that you're going to need. And these include a water hose hooked up to a water source, a bucket, a sponge, a lot of towels, and some soap. The Drive, it's an information portal covering all things automotive. They recommend using automotive soap instead of dish soap or any other type. I like to use boat wash because it leaves less of a film and it's better for the environment. So first, you want to extend the water hose all the way down to the very end of your vehicle. Turn the water on, fill the bucket filled with water and soap, and mix it together to make a nice lather. Then completely spray down your vehicle with the water hose, top to bottom. Simple Green is an international expert on cleaning solutions. And they recommend to their customers to rinse the car fully before washing. And this is to remove the large majority of dirt and debris. That should get rid of a lot of loose grit and gravel that could scratch your paint. And that's what happens when you try to wash before you rinse all of that off your car. On slide 4, you'll see that the car washing process really has 3 basic steps: wash, rinse, and dry. So once the car is completely soaked, start with the roof with the soapy water on your sponge. But be careful. Motor Authority, a car review site, suggests removing all of your rings before you start to wash. And according to AutoGeek, an online resource for everything about detailing, they suggest that you make sure you remove all of your, they tell you that all of the unsightly swirl marks that you see on vehicles are typically made from improper washing techniques. These improper techniques can include not removing your jewelry or washing your car before you rinse all of the debris off of it. So you wash the roof fully from both sides, and then you rinse the entire vehicle down from top to bottom. This washes the soap off your car and doesn't let it sit anywhere making film and streaks. Next, go to the hood and the windshield and wash that area completely. Then after that's completely washed, rinse the entire car again with the water hose. Then go to the rear of your car, wash it with the soap from top to bottom again, and then rinse the entire vehicle. Now, you'll notice after every wash cycle, you rinse the entire vehicle down instead of just the area where you washed. And there's a reason for that. Carfax, an online portal that gives us all the critical information we need for our vehicles, recommends rinsing the entire vehicle every time you complete a section to make sure that no soap or residue is left behind. You're not only making sure that you're getting all of the soap off your car, but you're also re-wetting it so it's not drying with water spots and streaks before you can get the towels on it. So now is the time to wash both sides from the top of the windows all the way down to the bottom of the car. You want to wash everything top to bottom because as the soap drips down, it's actively sheeting off your car. Once the one side is washed, you rinse the entire vehicle. You go to the other side, wash that completely down top to bottom, and then rinse the entire vehicle again. And since we live in Florida, Cars.com, the online guru for automotive retailership, suggests that you also maintain the undercarriage of the car. That's where a lot of salt can collect, and salt creates corrosion. So once the entire car is re-rinsed, it's time to grab your towels. Make sure you use enough towels so that every area is completely dry. Make sure you dry the entire car down from top to bottom because water likes gravity, and anything left on the roof or the top part of the car will eventually make its way down the sides of your car. Once your car is completely dry, make sure that you move it to a covered area where it won't get rained on, it won't experience any of the weather or dust or dirt, pollen that may be in your area. I know I have a lot of it. But essentially, you're finished washing your car. Now, let me end by saying that taking care of your car makes it look better and last longer, and it gives you a better car owning experience and increases the value of your vehicle when you want to trade it in. It's easy to wash your car yourself and save your own money. And in slide 5 in the presentation, you'll see that everyone enjoys a clean vehicle, and a properly maintained car makes your friends and family happy, even the fur-covered family members, especially when you can spend the money you save doing it yourself on them. Thank you very much. And now I'll open up the floor for any Q&A.
Is there any brands that you recommend to, like, for the soap to clean your car?
Yeah, there's Boat US. I'm in South Florida, so Boat US is a local marine outlet for pretty much everything you need for your boat. And that's typically where I get my boat wash. You can get really large containers of it fairly cheaply because they're made to wash anything from a mega yacht down to a tiny little 2-person tender. So that's typically the brand that I've found works the best.
Do you have to use a different process to clean the tires of the car, or is it the same?
The tires of the car is a whole new process that I didn't have time to fit in my first speech. And the wheels of the car, especially on mine, I take great attention in cleaning those as well. Typically what I do is I use a cleaner called Purple Power. I don't know if anybody's familiar with it. It's a really strong degreaser, but it won't pit or mar your rims. And I soak the rims down because, as you all know, on any street, but especially it seems like Florida has the most grimy interstates, driving around, that's one of the areas where you get a lot of grease and dirt buildup. So Purple Power really lets you, it loosens up all of that gunk that's on your rims. And then just a brush with a handle, a wire brush, or even a kitchen dish brush, you can get in all the cracks and crevices and loosen up all of that grease and wash it off. Miles.
You just hit 2 minutes. So if you want to do more Q&A, you can, but you've gone far enough for the requirement.
Oh, good. All right, thank you. Thanks, guys.
You did a good job.
That was way better than mine.
No, I think you guys both did good. It's just hard to get under the 6 minutes, and I've been struggling with mine as well. So
it's funny, like we were texting back and forth. I can't tell you how many times